This is a Synology DS218j. So hasn't been turning on automatically for a few days now. I believe the internal battery has lost power. So there is a little battery like this. Hopefully it's the same model. Now I'm going to show you for a 6 months run how much dust this has been collecting. Let's see if I can show you with a little torch. So you see the fan itself, it's full of dust. Also the dust collects on the side, on this little grate on the side. So every few months it needs to be taken apart and then cleaned up. Otherwise you're gonna get so much dust inside of it and probably lead to failure. So I suggest you give it a quick clean every now and then with normal air. Okay, so let's see if we can open this one up and change the battery. There are 2 little screws, one up here. That it seems to be. Okay. So one on the side. Then we have another one down here. It should slide, so hopefully we can slide this and see how much dust we have inside of it. As you can see, here is 6 months of run. So the dust collected on the side, that was clearly visible. Then we have in here. Okay. And again, so every little, it's basically everything full of dust. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna take it outside, blow with air. We're gonna use something like this hairspray can. We'll give it a quick clean and then we'll come back and see if we can actually get to the little battery. Okay, so we're gonna get a bit of a clean up on the case, and outside we just removed what we could, blowing the air. We'll give it a better clean up once we remove actually the entire section to access the battery. So hopefully we should be able to access the battery simply removing the hard drives. So we're going to come back in a second after removing the hard drives and I'll show you how that looks. We're going to remove the screws and those on this one. Then we slide out and then we take off each drive. Remember to put the same drives in the same order. So HDD, so number 2 goes in number 2, HDD 1 goes in number 1. What we do, we just give a pick. So we say this is 1, so we don't mess with it. We'll come back in a moment. Okay, so removed all the screws for the first hard drive. I'm going to slide this one. This is how it looks. So still a bit of dust on the side, but we'll take them out later. Same thing on the one at the bottom. So remove the screws, we'll come back in a second. Okay, so remove that one, slide out. Okay, it's not that dirty. Now let's have a look again inside. You can see there's dust, still dust. Now we're going to try to get to the motherboard, which is, I believe, is down here. Gonna try to unscrew some screws and see what we can get. Okay, so we removed 1, 2, 3. You can see 3 and 4. Okay, so 4 screws are removed, and I can see this is actually coming out. Ooh la la! Still full of dust, needs a bit clean up, but I can see now the little battery, which is down here. Let's see what battery is using this. Hopefully it's readable. Let me zoom in. CR1220, which I believe is the same they already got. CR1220. Now, looking at the website, I believe Synology tells me it's a different type of battery. I just found out from another video that I need a 1220 from someone else, so we're gonna have to verify later on Synology website, making sure I was actually looking at the right page. Now I'm gonna clean this one up as well. Again, remove all the whatever we can remove, basically. Come back in a second. So we've done a bit of a cleanup again, removed all the dust we could, just with simple air. Well, I should have used a brush, but I don't have one available right now. Let's see if I can get that little battery out without breaking anything. Okay, that's how I'm gonna remove it. Let's zoom in. Done. This is the old one. Let's open new one. New one goes in. Make sure it fits nicely and doesn't move. Okay, seems to have gone inside correctly. Let's see. Yeah, it's in. Seems to be in. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna reassemble everything. So let's replace this on top of the case. Make sure we don't damage anything. Then screw everything back in. I'll come back in a second. Okay, all the screws are now in place. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure that that little pin goes through the hole on every place where you can see it. otherwise it's not going to stay nice and tight. Looking at this side. Now what we're going to do, we're going to slide drive 2 back into, one second, just remove some dust on the side. Screw this one, slide this one back in. Okay, one, then we slide the other drive as well. Somewhere. Interesting. So there's a little space here. That's where it will sit. So the drive will sit on top of it and not touching the other one. And then you slide till the end. Now they're in place. Now we're gonna put back all the screws. Now I've put all the screws on the side, making sure to remember which one is to reuse them exactly in the same place where they were initially. And the reason is because if one screw breaks a hole, so let's say you made this one that is, only fits in one single hole and doesn't fit in the other one because they're half broken, then you're going to end up that the disc will stay loose. So better to remember from where it came, each single screw. Come back in a second once I've screwed everything back. Okay, so everything is back. Everything is back on its original place. Now we'll slide this one back in somehow, and there it is. Then we'll get those two back in, and hopefully this is gonna start once I reconnect the power. Perfect. We'll see in a moment once I'll turn it back on. Okay, so everything's been connected back. We'll turn it on, see if it starts. Let's see. Oh, disk one is starting now. And disk 2. Okay. We'll come back in a second. I'll turn it back once I've got the interface running. Okay, so the NAS managed to boot up. Inside the task scheduler, you can see that we have the power on and off scheduled task. So this NAS automatically powers off at 22 every daily, and then because of the battery that was depleted, the boot on didn't work. So now tomorrow I should see if the NAS, probably the NAS will start again. That will solve your problem. So this battery, I think it lasted for about 5 years. So I didn't have to change the battery for 5 years. And I've got this one new, and this now starts on and on every day, basically.
So I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.